Good afternoon. Welcome to State Adventures. Just hopping on here to tell you a little bit more about this itinerary to Peru that includes an Amazon cruise instead of a lodge. The Amazon spreads across multiple countries in South America, and there's some really wonderful products in Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Brazil. So here we're focusing on Peru. Traveling out of Iquitos, which is only one of two areas that we can start an Amazon excursion, and it includes one of our luxury cruises. So let me show you how that would look and how many different options you have to make the trip your own, because this is your trip and we can customize it accordingly. So the trip that you will have here is priced on two people, but of course, if you have a group of four, a family, if you want to triple, just let me know and we will tweak it because technically, you can choose any dates. Technically, you can make this as long or as short, whatever dates you want. So this is around April 2026, simply because the cruise that I'm going to show you is available in April still. These cruises are tiny. Some of them only have four cabins. Some of them have six. Some of them are larger, maybe with 18 cabins. But they're still quite small, very popular, and they sell out quickly. The season in Peru goes from April all the way, I would say, to November. In November, it starts raining heavily, which does not mean that people don't go to the Amazon. They still do. It's rainforest. It rains every day anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. But the water levels might be too high for some areas. And so we suggest cruising between April and November or beginning of November. So this is just based on April, but of course we can choose other dates. You're going to start in Lima. Lima is the international airport. Lima is the main city in Peru. It is a big metropolitan city on the ocean, quite beautiful, very modern, great shopping, great museums, great food. Some of the best restaurants in Peru and in South America are here in Lima. So we arrange everything privately. So we pick you up from the hotel. We handpick the hotels. The Iberostar is a great new property right on the ocean, but there's plenty of other ones we can discuss. And spending 2 nights in Lima, the first day on arrival, the second day to see the city. Instead of just a regular tour, we like to show you Lima through food. So we do a gourmet tour where you're walking around, you're tasting things, you're having lunch at the ruins, you're having, coffee at the museum and things like that, just to get a good sense of the city on foot through food. There's no better way. And of course, that night we leave empty so that you can have reservations at one of those top restaurants like Central, which is the number one restaurant in the world currently. So if you need reservations, we can arrange that for you. And after Lima, it is the perfect time to go to the Amazon. Before we visit Machu Picchu, before we do all our hiking and our excursions, it is nice to start in the jungle because there's a nonstop flight from Lima to Iquitos. So if you're going on a cruise, it makes sense this way. If you're going to a lodge, it would make more sense to leave it after Machu Picchu because the flight is to Puerto Maldonado, which is a nonstop from Cusco. So all of those logistics, all of those behind the scenes, leave those to me because I know Peru like the back of my hand. I have been offering it and specializing it and traveling there for the last 19 years. So I know all the ins and outs. So I'm here to help make sure the trip makes sense for you. So flying to Iquitos, that will be day 3, and you have an option of a 3-night cruise, 4-night cruise, or 7-night cruise. The 7-night cruise is a combination of the 3 and 4-night. So we suggest minimum 4 nights. To fly all the way to the Amazon and spend 3 nights is quite short on a cruise because the first day is kind of a traveling day. Now, most people, if they're going on a lodge, and staying in a lodge, then they spend usually 3 nights. So again, this is something to discuss. If the jungle is on your bucket list, if you love the rainforest, then I suggest going the 7 nights because the more nights you have, the more opportunity to see wildlife. The jungle is not a zoo. There are no set animals for you to see. Everything is kind of spontaneous. There are some magnificent guides here. They are from the jungle. They are from this area, so they know it really well and they know the patterns of the wildlife. So they're going to try to make the best of it for you, but nothing is guaranteed. So the more nights you spend, the better. So Aqua Nera is just the luxury lodge that I recommend. There's multiple lodge, sorry, not a lodge, a cruise that I recommend. and there are multiple lodges. We know at least three that we work here with that are luxury, and they look like this. So the idea is you rough it on hikes, rough it in boats, go out on excursions, but then you come back to this fabulous, fabulous boat, gourmet meals, air-conditioned cabins, hot water showers, everything you need on board so you refresh and rejuvenate on board between excursions where you're out in the jungle and and it's hot and humid and really exciting. Everything on board is included, and then when you're out on excursions, the guides come along with you. You'll be with the other guests from the cruise, and some of the things that you'll be doing is fishing, going on hikes, going on canoe rides, visiting local indigenous communities, learning about the flora and fauna, and of course, huge focus on wildlife like different species of monkeys, all the bird life. There's beautiful clay lakes in Peru as well, and of course, pink dolphins, and so many other things that you can see. But everything is kind of like, let's go out and spend as much time in the jungle as possible to get the opportunity to run into some wildlife. So this is a really well done proposal, a really well done itinerary that has been planned, a year in advance for the cruise so that you can see the best of the jungle in the short period of time. That's 4 nights. Then we leave the cruise. We fly from Iquitos to Cusco, which stops in Lima. So we're flying Iquitos, Lima, Lima, Cusco. They're both an hour flight. And then we begin our journey of the Incas. So the Inca territory, you fly into Cusco, which is where the airport is, but we don't stay in Cusco right away because Cusco is really high altitude. And if you were to go from the Amazon directly to Cusco, you might feel the side effects of altitude sickness. So what we do is we take you to Sacred Valley. So Sacred Valley is like this countryside region between Cusco and Machu Picchu, but it's 2,000 feet lower than Cusco, and that makes all the difference. There are beautiful lodges there. So what we do is we pick you up and take you right to your Cusco Sacred Valley hotel. But on the way, there are some beautiful places we can stop that are not strenuous because we're trying to keep the strenuous activity limited today because you're going to be in altitude for the first time. So we're going to go to sites that are more visually stunning, like Salineras, which is a Inca salt mine that is completely being still worked on by local indigenous communities. We go to Chinchero, which is the Weaver community. Some just really beautiful sites where you can take photography, where you can have a beautiful lunch, but not hike, not push yourself because you want to take it easy that first day. Inca Terra Lodge is one of the beautiful lodges that we love here. There are many that I work with, visit on a regular basis. Inca Terra is one of my favorites, and we'll spend 2 nights here. The first day is our arrival, our photography tour, and the second day is to see some of the life, just get a glimpse of life in the Andes, and that's by taking you to Misminay, which is a indigenous community that we sponsor here at State Adventures, and Ollantaytambo, which are local ruins, really popular ruins. So the whole idea is a combination of off the beaten path, see something where you're not going to see busloads of people, and then see something on the bucket list like Ollantaytambo, which everyone wants to see because the complex is quite interesting and fascinating and popular. So lunch is arranged with the community. We can hike today. We can have a shaman blessing. We can do some movement, visit a lot of people. So you get a good idea of what life here is like in the Andes. And that will prepare your body for Machu Picchu. So day 9 is when we take a 2-hour train ride to Machu Picchu. And here, our guide meets you at the train station with a porter. The porter carries you back to the hotel and you go up to the ruins. So the train takes you all the way to the village. From the village, there is a shuttle bus that takes you to the gate of the ruins. So just to get to Machu Picchu is not strenuous at all. There's many people have that misconception that you have to hike for 3 days. That's the Inca Trail. And yes, you can hike for 3 days to reach the ruins, but you don't have to if you don't want to. You can do the 3-day hike, you can do a 1-day hike, or you can do this, the train to the shuttle bus and reach the ruins at the end. So at the top of the mountain, and I believe I have a picture here. Yes. So here is Machu Picchu. At the top of the mountain are the ruins, are peaks where you can hike, and is one hotel called Sanctuary Lodge. And everything else is at the bottom of the mountain, which if you see my mouse, down there is the village with all the other hotels, the train station, and so forth. So to save on time and to have something really special, we have included you to go up to Machu Picchu, check into your Sanctuary Lodge hotel at the top of the mountain, which is this one here, and spend the night here. You will visit the ruins that that early afternoon, have a proper tour. The ruins are split into 6 different circuits, so we will visit one circuit today. Sleep and wake up at sunrise and go back to the ruins for another circuit in the morning. And that will give you an opportunity to hike Huayna Picchu or Uchu Picchu or Machu Picchu Mountain or the Sun Gate. There are so many different ways. I have hiked them all. Please ask me, and we can choose which one fits your group as well. And then take the afternoon train to back to Cusco. And now finally, after 2 nights in the Sacred Valley, 1 night in Machu Picchu, so that's 3 full days in high altitude, we are ready to sleep in Cusco. Your body will be acclimated. You'll feel much better, especially after that beautiful train ride on the Hiram Bingham, which is a famous dinner train to take you to Cusco. We'll stay at the Inca Terra, which is a beautiful old mansion that has been renovated and done into a hotel. And we will spend 2 nights there. The first day is our arrival, and the second day is to see the city. Beautiful cobble streets, town, great for walking around. Lots of galleries, museums, ruins. If you haven't had enough ruins, there's plenty more to see here. And then we will also do some fun things for you, like have a dinner inside the museum after it closes. We do that for our guests. And we also love to do our cocktail visit. So instead of just seeing the city, which you will do in the morning with a guide, in the afternoon, you're meeting a local chef, and he will take you to 3 of his favorite restaurants, and you will mix some drinks, maybe learn how to make a pisco sour. You will have some bites of Cusco there and really get to know the city on foot, which is kind of the goal of being in any city. And then day 12, we take you back to the airport and you fly home. So that is what 12 days with the Amazon would look like. That includes the cruise. So a little bit more strict on dates because we have to work around the cruise. But other than that, everything else is super flexible. So if you have more time, we can add Lake Titicaca. We can add Arequipa and Coca Canyon. If you're strapped for time, we can shorten our time in Lima and, make it your trip. And so let me know what you think about the cruise, or if you would like to see some opportunities at lodges as well. Lots of different ways to enjoy the Amazon and Peru. No vaccinations needed, no visas needed. All you need is a passport, and you're flying south to South America. So there is no jet lag. So it's really easy to land and start touring right away without feeling tired. It's my favorite place in the world. Thanks for listening. Happy travels.